In today's psalm, we hear the words in Hausa, Mu Jamar Sane Tumakin Garakansa. Anybody tell you what that means in English? We are as people the sheep of his flock. So, I don't know if you ever saw a flock of sheep. I'm sure you have. Duka mumun tapagani garken tumaki haka. The thing that you will notice very quickly is that these are probably the stupidest animals on the planet. Zaka lura da wani abu ba su da hankali. In ba wanda mai yana kiwon su suna iya shiga rami su barci wani wuri ba su da wayo ko kadan. And yet these are the animals that Jesus uses as a metaphor to describe us. They cannot survive without the shepherd. So that is why we need to be with God. We need to be someone who understands that without God we can do nothing, we can achieve nothing, we can be nothing. In ba tare da Allah bane ba mu iya yi komai, muna can muna nan kamar tumaki haka wanda ba su da wayo ko kadan. So that's the first shine inda mutum zai fara bi Yesu, ya fara bi Allah. That's where you start. That's where I start. That's where anyone who wants to follow God has to start there, that we are the followers and God is in control. If we look at the gospel today, we see that Jesus saw the crowds and he was sorry for them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Again, the same metaphor. Yesu ya gan mutane dukansu ya jin tausayinsu saboda ba su iya yi komai suna nan kamar makiyayi or tumaki ba makiyayi. So what did God do? Did he put his hand out and give them intelligence? No. He sent shepherds. And he asked us to pray for the shepherds. So that's a big job for us that we can do for priests and bishops and all those in authority in the church, is pray for them. They can't do their work without our prayers, and God, they won't hear the call of God without our prayers. So shine abinda ya kamata mu yi addu'a saboda fadodi da wanda suna tunani su shiga aiki fadar da bishoshi da sauransu haka duka da za su kula da tumakinsu. So that's another job for us to do. But apart from that, we have to look at ourselves. Jesus called the 12 apostles, but he also called others and sent them out to 72. Banda goma sha biyu ya aika 72 kuma su je su yi wa'azi kuma. And at another time, when after the resurrection, Jesus had gone from them and there was complaints about the widows. They weren't getting looked after, and the feeding of them, so they picked some people to go, and they were the first deacons to be that. So akwai ayyuka daban-daban da Allah yana son mu yi. Ina nuna godiya ga choir saboda kokarin su, kowa ne da ya shiga choir yana taimake addu'a, yana taimake mu ji muryar Yesu ta waƙoƙi wanda suna rera. So anyone who's in the choir is following God by being in the choir and contributing to the beauty of the liturgy by their singing. The same with the readers, the same with the altar boys and altar girls, the same with those who join different societies. Akane Butun, Yaran Bagadi, the masu karatu a cikin church, masu sharan church, da saura haka. If you are one of these people who sits in the bench or in the pew on Sunday and never does anything else, you're not following Jesus. Kada ka zama kamar so mai na Krista masu kamar so haka, kana nan kana sha ruwa amma ba ka yi komai. Don't be sitting there without being part of the community, whether you're joining in the society of one of these Legion of Mary or all the other groups that are there. You need to be part of a community in the church, otherwise you're just sitting there like a sponge in your seat, taking in but never giving out. So kada mu zama haka da muna nan zaune a cikin bench ran Lahadi iyakan aikinmu. Lokacin da mutane za su tashi, mu tashi. Lokacin da mutane za su zauna, mu zauna. Banda haka babu komai da muna yi. Jesus uses his followers to do the work of evangelization. Yesu yana yi amfani da masubinsa a cikin aikin bishara. Every mother who looks after her family well and brings them up in the faith is doing the work of God. Kone mama da ta lura da yaronta da ta koya musu addininsu da tana kula da su a cikin rashin lafiya da sauransu haka, tana yi ba da misali ga hanyar biye su a cikin rayuwarta. Haka ne ga babani kuma. The same with the parents. By your hard work, you contribute to the feeding of your family and looking after them. If you do this in a Christian way, this is part of your following of Jesus. So, what can we say from the readings today to take with us as we go back to our houses? Following Jesus is more than just sitting in the bench on Sundays. It is participating in the liturgy, it is becoming part of the community, and it is by the example of your life and in your work to preach the gospel. So, hanyar biye su shine a cikin ayyukanmu, a cikin zamanmu, a cikin ecclesia, da kokari da muna yi a cikin wani kungiyar da za mu shiga, da cikin gida kuma inda muna koya yaranmu, shine aikin da Allah ya ba mu. So Allah ya taimake mu.